Hola, we are Garbage. We want to say hello to MTV Latino America. When we took a break, we never seriously considered quitting. We just knew that we needed to have some time off. By the time we finished our fourth album, Bleed Like Me, we'd spent 10 years straight recording and touring, and we were pretty fried out. And I think in our heads we all thought it would be a 2-year break, and that stretched into 7 years because all of us sort of reclaimed our lives, our individual lives, and that was good for us. When we got back to start recording Not Your Kind of People, we all felt very revitalized and energized and hungry again. And I think it was necessary for us to take that long break in order to kind of recharge our batteries.
Well, still, the things that remain the same in making this new record were the same 4 people. And I think we as Butch said, we kind of found ourselves again. We weren't worrying about any outside pressure or anything. We weren't thinking about having to come up with a record or having to meet anybody else's expectations. We were just coming up with ideas and enjoying being creative again, just the 4 of us working together, much like we did on the first record.
The title, Not Your Kind of People, I think, was a line that Butch came up with, right? When he was driving around in Los Angeles. I think he emailed it to Shirley, right away she was like, that's got to be a song. And we all ran into the studio, and we wrote it really quickly, really in an hour, maybe 2 hours. And I think it has to do with the way we've kind of always felt as a band, and maybe as people too, as not really part of the mainstream. We're kind of living on the fringes of society in a lot of ways, and that's what the song's about.
I don't think we as a band feel nostalgic. It does take an effort when you have been out of the game for a long time, like we were for 7 years. It takes a phenomenal effort to get things back up and running. You can't really afford to be nostalgic. You have to just sort of move towards your future, your path, And so I wouldn't say we're nostalgic. I think we do realise that when we came out in the 90s, there were so many different types of music that got played in the mainstream. We were on the radio along with, as bands as eclectic as, Missy Elliott, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Dre, all these bands, along with Radiohead, along with Oasis, along with Fiona Apple, Hole, there was so different voices on radio, and now there isn't really. It's a lot of pop music, and so I guess if anything we feel a little disappointed that that is no longer the case, at least where we live. Pop music really sort of dominates everything and has done for a decade, so that disappoints us, but I wouldn't say we're nostalgic. Prefer crazy riot or people just standing there quietly?
Crazy. Go poco loco. We like it when they go a bit loco.
That one's yours, dude.
Seemed like a good idea at the time. We didn't really mean to disappear for that long. I think we just kind of turned around, and it's been 5 or 6 years, and we'd barely spoken to one another, and all of a sudden we get a call from Shirley, and it still seems odd to me that we were gone that long. But I guess it must have been necessary, otherwise we wouldn't have done it. I think maybe we were that exhausted. I'm not sure.